So, update. Did it work? Uh, yes and no.
Work, Lord, have mercy. Work, nice. Lord, have mercy.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, or welcome for the first time. If this is your first time, baby, get comfortable, take your shoes off, stay a little while, because we are in my living room. I already got my shoes off, but I got my blanket on because I just wanted to have like a little sit down and like literally like if y'all was in the living room with me. I just want to invite y'all in, and this is typically how I be kicking it on the couch. Like I literally got the Olympics playing right over here, so if you see me swivel my head real quick, it's because either somebody fine came on the screen or somebody is winning. But so anyway, my name is Nikki, also known as Prettynici, and I am your new favorite, or your former favorite, or old favorite, same favorite YouTuber, influencer, content creator, sister, cousin, niece, auntie, whatever you need me to be. I'm that girl. Okay. What Beyonce said, I'm that girl. Ooh, is that dude from Liberia? And it is. He fine. Okay, anyway, so squirrel. As you can see by the title of this video, we have a little bit of an update. So I got a lot of comments on my previous video about like if the procedure worked, what was my experiences like post, surgery or whatever. So I just wanted to do like an update video, answer some frequently asked questions, and kind of give you a list of the things I wish I would have known before I had the Sonata procedure. So, okay. And I have notes. So y'all, I'm trying to be better about my sit down video. Oh wait, is this the 200? Because we might have to pause recording because my boy Noah finna do the thing. Okay, yeah, we might have to take a little pause for the cause. I think we might. Oh wait, what is this? I don't even know what race this is. Well, we're here now, so let's let's just get a live reaction of this race. I think this might be the men's 200. Okay, we're back. All right. So just a little backstory. If this is your first video watching me, or if you just happen to stumble upon this video, I filmed an entire video talking about my experience having the Sonata procedure for fibroids. So I will link that video either up top in the description box, somewhere it'll be linked, even maybe after this video. But so anyway, June of 2023, I had a procedure on my fibroids called the Sonata procedure. And my thing is like, I didn't see a lot of research about it on social media, whether it's like TikTok, YouTube, whatever. And like, typically, if I have something medical or anything going on, I'll pretty much go to those places to kind of like do my first round of research. And the fact that I didn't see anything about it, but like maybe one or two videos, it made me want to put out my original video, which I did. Like I said, I'll have it linked somewhere. So just a little backstory. I had 3 fibroids that were intramural fibroids, meaning that they were in the wall of my uterus, not inside of the uterus. One rather large one, like the size of like a grapefruit, and then 2 small, like, I don't want to say insignificant ones, but pretty small ones. So basically, and like this might be TMI, but I feel like if you clicked on this video, then obviously you were interested in knowing something about this. But so basically, I had really heavy cycles. Fortunately, I'm one of the people that did not have painful cycles, so I'm very grateful for that. But I will say that I had like super heavy cycles. I thought everybody did. It wasn't until I had like conversations with friends that I realized that that was not the case, which made me want to go and, see a doctor. Also, just the fact that like I was getting older. Like now, I just turned 40 in June. It's now August. Yeah, it's August as I'm filming this video, depending on, whenever you watch it. But I was pretty much looking into like what my options were of having kids, because I don't have any kids at this point. And I just wanted to know like what my options were if I was still able to have kids, all the things. And then in going to the doctor was when it was brought to my attention that I had fibroids, because I had no idea previously. So basically, they were giving me my options for surgery, and they said that I would be a good candidate for the Sonata procedure. So I opted to go with that procedure because if you're unsure of what it is, basically it's like they go up and it's like a little hand thing that grabs onto a fibroid and they kind of like zap it. So it's supposed to like break it down, and then over time you will get rid of the fibroid through like your cycles and things like that. And so it's supposed to break it up to the point of which you don't have them anymore. So I had the procedure in July. My doctor told me that they were able to ablate all three of them really well. So I should have like really good results. Okay. So, update. Did it work? Uh, yes and no, I guess. So basically, my experience of it was my cycles are still pretty heavy, but they're not as heavy as they were. And I since have had an MRI and another ultrasound, and the fibroids are still there. So, and they brought two friends along. So now instead of three, I got five. And the one big one is still just as big as it was before. I think the two smaller ones, they shrunk a little bit, but the big one that is causing the most problems is still very much there. So, like I said, my cycles are a little bit lighter, but it's still not to the point of like satisfaction for me personally. But yeah, so that's kind of where we are with it. And hold on, I gotta check my notes to see. So basically, what they were saying, like my next steps would be to have a myomectomy done. And if you are unaware of what that is, there's two different versions of it. There's one version that's laparoscopic, where they just like use the magnetic, the mechanical arm, the little, I don't know, little arm thingies, and they poke holes in you and they stick those in there, and then they do it without having to cut you. The other version is basically like getting a C-section and you are delivering, if you will, your fibroids. And of course, like they always have the option of hysterectomy, which is where they just take the entire uterus out. And but with that, you can't have kids, obviously because you won't have a uterus. Myomectomy, a lot of times they say gives you the best options to have kids, and the Sonata procedure also is supposed to be that as well. Well, we'll get into that in a second. So, so yeah, that's where we are. With I say yes and no because though the results are I have had somewhat lighter cycles, my whole reasoning for getting the procedure done was to get rid of these things because they also do cause like a whole bunch of other issues in your body, which is why I wanted to get rid of them. So there's that. Okay. So now I'm kind of going to go into like answering your frequently asked questions, but in a way that makes more sense to me, which is things that I wish I would have known before having the Sonata procedure. And again, I am in no way a medical professional at all. I just am going based off of my experience. And I feel like if somebody was to come across a video where they wanted to learn more about the procedure from somebody who had it, this is where we are. Okay. So I don't know how many things I got. I think it's like 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 things. Hold on, let me put my phone on silent. But yeah, so one thing that I wish I would have known before having this procedure is that in order to have the procedure done, now I don't know if this is everybody, but again, this is just my experience. I had to be given a medication the night before the procedure that caused me to have contractions. So I know what it feels like to have contractions, and I don't have a kid. So there's that. And I was not pregnant at all, and I've had contractions. So that is something that I definitely would have wanted to know because they said like, oh, you know, you'll experience some cramping or something like that. And that was not cramping. That was contractions because I guess in order for them to do the procedure, they had to soften, I think, my cervix. So that's why I had to take that medication, but I was unaware that that was what it was going to be. So when people ask, like, was it painful? Did you have any pain? Honestly, that was the worst part of it, was the medicine that I had to take before the procedure. After the fact, I didn't have any pain or anything like that. I didn't even, it was like as if nothing, well, almost as if nothing had happened. But yeah, I just wasn't expecting that. Two, what when I say like it was like it didn't happen, is that I had to get stitches down there, and I was not anticipating that. So needless to say, like that was a unexpected pain that I did not think I was going to encounter, but did encounter. But I mean, it is what it is. Like I feel like I've experienced everything that has to do with childbirth except for having the thing. You know what I'm saying? Except for having the actual baby, because I've had contractions, I've had stitches, I have, the carrying. Oh, I'll get into that. Um, so there's that. Okay, so after the procedure, I experienced. So when they do the procedure, they I'm guessing they put some type of a liquid or something up there, and over time it comes out. Mine took a long time to get all of it out, and the reason I say that is like it was basically like your water breaking. Like you have no control over it, and it's not you like pee. It's not pee. It's literally like the liquid from that. And let's just say I had an experience where I thought I was in the clear of everything happening, and I went to the store. And when I got back home, it looked like I had used the bathroom on myself, but I had no idea that it even happened. So there's that. That was just something that I wasn't anticipating. Nobody told me about it because, again, it was kind of hard to do research on this because it's such a new procedure that not many people have talked about it. But I'm gonna talk about it because I just want you to be prepared. Like, you know what I'm saying? After the surgery, even a couple of weeks after, if you still think you're in the clear, like still maybe wear like a pad or something just so you're not out in public embarrassing yourself like I did. Okay. It happens. It's okay. It's okay. Also, I it's kind of hard because everybody's body is different, but I wasn't sure a timeline to know if it worked or not because like my cycles were kind of hit or miss. Like some of them would be just like they were before the procedure, and then some of them like I just remember I think it was December. I had like a 3 day one, and I was like, oh my gosh, like it worked. Like I thought this was it, and then the next month it was 7. So I was like, didn't work. Okay. So I think before having a procedure, if I would have known like a better expectancy of like seeing results, like a timeline of some sort. But again, everybody's body is different, so you can't really gauge that, right? Also, so this is another thing that I wasn't prepared for is after you have the Sonata procedure, and again, everybody's body is different, but for my body in particular, they were saying that I would not be a good candidate for the laparoscopic myomectomy because my fibroids were ablated. It wouldn't be easy for them to go in with the mechanical arms to get it out. So in order for me to get my fibroids removed, I would have to have the C-section version of it. And to me, which is laughable because again, contractions, uh, stitches, and now I gotta have a C-section, and I'm doing all of this in order to have a kid someday, and I'm doing all this, which is the same process of having a kid, but I don't have a kid. And so the other thing is, now this has nothing to do with what I would have wish I would have known about the procedure, but just in general, when I went to this second doctor who specializes in myomectomies, so it's a different doctor than did my procedure. The second doctor was basically telling me that the size of my fibroids now, I measure as if I am 5.5 months pregnant, but it's all fibroids. So all I got from that is that I got flat stomach for real. I know that's probably not the takeaway that I should have had, but again, it's like a mental kind of like what like mind trick that your body is playing on you where it's like, okay, so I'm carrying, and it must be a boy because I'm like carrying low because it's like down. Look, I'm totally jokes, kidding, whatever. But so it's like I'm measuring like I'm 5 months pregnant. So I'm walking around with a belly. I am I've had contractions. I've had stitching down there. I need a C-section to get rid of all of this. And it's just like, wow, this is crazy. Also, I wish I would have known about this earlier. And the reason I say that is because, mind you, like I'm single and I don't have any prospects or anything to marry or have kids with or anything. And now I am 40 years old. And I know people are having babies well into their 50s and things like that. I'm just saying, like, for me personally, I feel like I should have looked into it earlier so that, I could have gotten all these procedures and things out the way and then, you know what I'm saying, pursued what motherhood looks like for me personally. So I don't know. I mean, and it's not like it's a too late thing. It's not like they're saying I'm not a good candidate for anything. It's nothing like that. It's just more so a personal thing that if I would have like started this at 29 versus 39, but who knows? Like I don't even know if those fibroids were even there at 29. But I'm just saying in general, if you come across this video, maybe look into it even if you don't have anything going on that you know of. Like just get it checked out because I don't like the feeling of like having my back against the wall about anything. And also I also know that God is the provider of everything. And child, if who was it, Sarah and Abraham was having babies well off into their 90s, that I'm good. And I also know there are other ways to be a parent than, actually giving birth. And so, with all that being said, it's just something that I wish I would have looked into earlier than when I did. Because also, they were telling me, like, actually, I don't know if I want to share that. So, no, I'm going to keep that to myself. That's some things, I don't mind talking about things to help other people, but some things I think I want to just keep for myself because this is already like exposure to 2.0. Okay, girl, that was a good jump. But I squirrel. But I think some things I just, want to keep to myself. But again, when I was doing my research, I didn't see many people talking about this procedure, and I want to help somebody. Like my whole purpose in getting in YouTube was to fill a gap that I didn't see anybody filling in so many other capacities. And since I have the opportunity with being somebody who has had this procedure in its earlier stages, and I feel like in probably a year they've come a whole lot long way since my procedure was completed. But I want to do my part to get information out there for people who may be wondering about things. Okay, so would I recommend it? Honestly, if you're a good candidate for it, I would say yes. Because if you can get rid of something that is ailing you, bothering you, without having to go like under the knife, then do it. I mean, granted, like you still have to have anesthesia and that kind of stuff, but like it's not cutting into you. It's not like a full surgery. It's not cutting into your uterus or anything like that. And it still gives you an option to get. Did she just break the world record? Sorry, y'all. Squirrel. I told y'all I got the Olympics on. But Tara Davis Woodhall, she is killing the game right now. Ooh, was her foot over the line? That was a good jump. Oh, she wasn't. Hold on, y'all, for a second. But yeah, so okay, 7-10. Good girl. So yeah, so I would recommend it if you are a good candidate for it. I say go ahead and do it. But I also say like do it at your own risk, realizing that my experience may not be yours, your experience may not be somebody else's, but I think it is a good procedure for people who deal with this. Like I said, now I don't know what it exactly did, but overall, if I can say in the last 12 months, my cycles have been lighter than they were for previous years. So yeah, I do recommend it if you are a good candidate. Again, I'm not a medical professional, but as somebody who has had it, like I said, in some ways it has helped, in other ways, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Because again, I don't know where these other two fibroids came from. I don't know if they're like a broken off piece of the ones that they ablated. They said that they're not, but I'm like, who knows? Literally, who knows? I don't know. But yeah. Okay, so where am I with it now? Uh, honestly, there's so much going on in life that I don't even have the capacity to deal with it right now. Like I said, I am single. I don't have any prospects of anything to even have a kid with. I'm not having a kid outside of being married. So it's just one of those things where I'm leaving it in God's hands. That's where I am. I am not in a position right now where I want to have the myomectomy done because I just don't feel like going under again. So I think I mentioned it in my previous video. I did not have the greatest reaction to the anesthesia, and I just felt really off and wonky for a good amount of time after the procedure. And here we are a year later to try to go back into that and do it again. I don't feel like it, honestly. I don't feel like doing that. And the recovery from a C-section, child, I just don't have it in me right now. If I'm being honest with you, I don't have it. I don't have it in me. There's so many other things that I want to do. And again, if God wants me to be a parent, He's going to make it a parent. So He's going to work it out. And I feel like people have babies with fibroids all the time. Baby, that child will just have, a nice little cushion in there. Have, I gave it a pillow. I gave it a nice little living room, if you will. If you need a little space, you got a pillow in there, got a footstool in there. I got a whole room decorated for it in there. So I just I just don't have it in me to deal with that right now. Life got a whole bunch of other stuff going on right now for me, and it's not top priority. Will I feel the same about it in a few years? I don't know. But as of this day, right now, that's just where I am with it. Where it is what it is. It is what it is. And yeah. So if God want me to be a mama, like He has the ultimate say, He has the ultimate plan. I could go through all of this and then still not conceive or still not give birth. So that's neither here nor there. So I think I know I'm very firm in my decisions of right now. I just am not going there. But later on, we'll see. But for now, we good over here. We just go be good with the Sonata. And I mean, not trying to be funny. My cycles have been like this since I started having them in high school. So it's not the worst thing in the world. It is expensive. But I mean, it is what it is. That's just honestly, if you knew where I was in life right now, that's just kind of where I am. And it's literally in the most optimistic way. Like I that's all I got. It is what it is. But yeah, so I just wanted to put this video out because I did have a few people ask about like my experience, if it worked, what I thought about it. I'm trying to think if there was anything else that I wanted to cover, but I think I pretty much covered all of it. Pretty sure. I covered all my notes. Y'all should be proud of me that I have notes because normally I'd just be all willy-nilly doing whatever I needed to say and do, but I had notes this time to stay focused because I didn't want this video to be like too long either, but I didn't want to not put it out. And so, yeah, I'm about to turn this camera off so I can chop this video up so I can get it out for y'all. And yeah, that's it. So thank you for listening to me. If you've lasted this long, I hope this was helpful to you. If you are somebody who is a candidate for the procedure, or if you just want to know about it in general, my DMs on Instagram are open. Again, I'm not a medical professional, but I can just tell you about my experience. I did just want to put this out here. So if somebody was looking for something, they could have somebody to talk to about it, and not really talk to, but me talking to y'all about it. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you in my living room. We just talking. We just two girls talking, or two guys. Or, no, we're not two guys. I'm not a guy. A guy and a girl talking, because maybe a guy might want to get on here and do some research. I don't know. It's your world. Do your thing. But, so yeah. That's all that I have for this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. If you know somebody who is a candidate for the procedure, please share this video with them. This is literally just to get information out there because I did not see any, and even to this day don't see much out there. So please share, like, comment, subscribe. Again, it helps this channel. We're still trying to grow. We're still trying to do things. We're still trying to figure things out over here. And yeah, so that is all that I have for this video. I will see you first of all in the comments, and second of all in the next video. See you next time.
Yeah, leave me.